Hi, I'm back. We are back. I am hungry. I just had a short snack and I'm still hungry. Does it have to do with work? It does not. Could it impact my performance? It could. Let's hope my stomach will realize I had some snack and leave me be. So, I am Juliana. At this stream, you will find me trying or succeeding, hopefully, in focusing while I work on the network monitoring and security engine, the open source one, Suricata. This is work I do as a part of the developers team of the Open Information Security Foundation, and which is a non-profit 501c foundation from the US. And yes, this is my stream. I just had a short break while I tried to rest my head a little after starting a new task that involves trying to understand portions of the code that are new to me, because I have to follow a new approach to some to a task I've been working on. And what else did I want to say? Yeah, sorry about the noise. I'm at an Airbnb, and one of the neighbors, which is actually the son of the landlord, is practicing some basketball. So yeah, there will be noise. And where are we? So we have this issue. This issue, I said. What happened? Oh no. We have this issue, I said. Thank you, keyboard. I'm working on this issue. It's for optimizing the way we handle Suricata's alert queue. It involves trying to first have some better processing of the alert queue, and only later actually appending that to each packet that has been inspected. I think I could say things that way. We had tried an approach with the code that we currently have, but the code is too convoluted, so we want to take a step back, both in terms of trying a different approach and in terms of where do we do this processing. And because this is done in a different area of the code base, today we are basically investigating the code base to try and understand how things work. I have to turn down the volume of my soundtrack a little bit because it's too loud. Okay, back to the thing. I've sort of tried to list what I know we have to do. This is what Victor suggested, and I've been checking where the functions that I already know are called. So I have some, what's the word? Base, ground base, something familiar from where to get started, that thing. And I'm still pretty much lost, but that's it. This is the process. And that's it. Let's get going. I think at some point we will create a function called detect alert queue pre-processing. That's what I'm trying to envision. And for now, we are just code base investigating, I would say. Am I following my friend? Very important. Yes, I am. It's cool. Oh. Very important thing to mention, right? Let's go back to this. So I have to do whatever I do before packet alert append is called. And several things are making me anxious. One of them is that right now we sort of do things, oh, but at least, okay. We will have things in a per rule basis, but we do have all the rules here. But we would need to first do all the things, then probably, I don't know, call the other rule here, the other function here, the one that I want to create. Then we get out of the for loop, and then we could probably move on and have and call packet alert up. No, don't do that to me. Maybe, just maybe, we will also retire packet alert append, because packet alert append expects just a single rule. So either I think we would retire it, or we would have this for loop, then we would finish it, and then we would have like another, not a for loop, but it could some loop that would go through the local alert queue and call packet alert append with the first X alerts. I don't like that approach. I don't know if that's too much optimization, but I would like to avoid creating another loop. So maybe, if that's possible, we could have, we could pass as an argument to whatever function we will create an array of signatures. So can we retire packet? Am I even able to do that? Do I have those skills? Am I going too far? Can we retire packet alert append in favor of something, of a function that would take signatures array as an argument? Would that be a good thing? Is that worse performance-wise? Performance-wise, I have much to learn. Or yeah, or I'll have, or we would have a loop going over the packet alert queue existing in detect engine thread context and appending those two with packet alert queue. But part of the logic that is currently in packet alert queue would not exist, so maybe we will retire it. Gosh, who said I'm able to do this? Run rules, inspect the match candidates. What is the difference between the three places that call packet alert append? Do we really have something like detect rule packet rules? Which one of these is connected to directly to the flow? All of them? Detect rule packet rules. It's indeed that the name. Rules. Do we have more? We have it here, the prototype, then we have it called, and then we have the definition. All right, okay, I can understand why. What's the description? Oh, there's none. Okay. But we have threads, packet, flow. I like this to make it clear that it's a pointer, although, yeah, maybe it is clear enough for those who are familiar with C. This reminds me of college as well. Should I go muted and to avoid the noise? Handle signature in detect run transaction. Can we have all three being called? No, right? Because at the very beginning we do this very-ish beginning. We set up a few things. Then we check, are we at the right place? Somewhat. Don't run mask check for stateful rules. So for the previous task I've been working on, I tried using GDB to get some better or initial understanding of things. That didn't go so smoothly. I felt sort of like I was wasting time, so I'm trying the more normal approach for me, which is to just try to check code but when it's a lot to take in, well, it's a lot to take in. Okay, so if we saw that and it was for detecting frames, or what was the other one? Oh, but wait, no, that's right. If we should handle it in as, like, I guess, a player inspection, excuse me, then we will call detect run transaction, probably because that's when we have transactions, when we have application layer protocols. And excuse me. And if we should run the detection for the frames, I don't really understand how does this work in terms of detection. Then we will go next. We will jump to next, and we will not call packet alert append. Okay. Wherever this is called, it's not in a for loop. This is role packet rules. Okay. And when we have detect run transaction, sort helper for sorting match candidates by ID ascending. Okay. The ID field is set from signature num, so we sort the candidates to match the signature sort order ascending. Maybe let one with flags win if equal. Okay, this is just for, like, if you have a sorting algorithm, you can use that. I don't really understand. Oh. I'm forgetting signature fields already. Role match candidate transaction. That's very specific. Array of transactions inspect role candidates. That is the internal ID. All right. Then we have a union, which has a struct. Dude, I must learn a lot. A lot more. we have a type called signature int ID. All right. Non-prefiltered ID array. This is just the IDs. Okay. Not F. F doesn't do anything. For stats, inspect list. There's so much to learn. I know I have just said that. True if transaction ID is set. ID of the transaction currently being inspected. Then we have the packet. So far used by detect. Wow. Where are you defined? Oh my, oh my, oh my. Size of the array in items, mem size, if I think that should be of, I don't know. Only used during initialization. Pointer to the current npm context that is stored in a role group head. Can be either a content or URI content context. This would, for instance, affect how the pass rule, the pass action is interpreted. Oh, wow. Hello, Eric. 11 years ago. Most of my team has been working with Suricata in one way or another for several years, like 8 to 10 to even more years. So it's just wow. Array in which the file store stores file ID and transaction ID. If the full signature matches, these are processed by a post-match file store function to finalize the store. Yeah, we want to have something as a post-match alert function as well. Store for keyword context that need a per thread storage for detection engine context. This is cool. We have context size there. We do not mention that it's for detection engine context, but we don't mention here when it's global. All right. Pointer, oh my. From the description, I could. Hello. How was your drawing session? From the issue, I think Victor expects or imagines we could have a packet alerts thing here, and let's say it grows. I want to see the drawing later. Will you share it on Instagram? A friend of mine is an artist. It's been all right. I'm working on a new task, and it's code that is somewhat new to me. So I'm trying to get familiar with things so I can truly get some work done. So right now we are on a quest to understand the world. It's, how can I put this? We have Suricata, and Suricata inspects network traffic against rules. Rules are what tell Suricata if the traffic that Suricata is seeing is suspicious or not. They can also do more than that, of course, but this would be the very basic picture. And network traffic is it goes around in packets, which could be like letters, right? And so we have a structure in Suricata that represents those packets, and for each packet we could have several alerts triggered, which are when one of those rules that I mentioned are matched against a packet. And we want to change the way we process that queue of alerts for each packet. It currently happens in one place, and it's the code around it, it's sort of too fixed, and we want to have it more dynamic, and we want to have all the processing done before we actually use that packet alert queue. So imagine you have a list saying these letters are safe. That's not really that, but imagine you have this list saying these letters are safe. But to be able to do that with this list, you first have to check, the packet, and you go over the rules and you say, okay, for this letter, this rule goes, this rule goes, this rule goes, all of that. And then you say, all right, this letter got all these rules. But right now, we have the rules and we do some processing. Then we add this rules list to the letter. And then once the rules are already attached to the letter, we go like, yeah, but there's more processing to be done. Then we do some more processing, and then we do some more processing. So it's done here and there, and sometimes we do some rework. So we want to first process all of that and only afterwards attach this list to the letter. I hope this makes sense. I swear I tried to make it not so dependent of knowing a lot about Suricata or networks or programming. Tell me if it's too crazy. But anyway, you try to explain to me later, and then we check how it is. And anyway, but this is done in a different place, and so I have to understand how this part of the code works so I can get the work done. And I was just saying that maybe the structure that we have, this is where we store that list of rules, so to speak. Maybe I could have one here, and because I think that's sort of what Victor envisioned. and then what? And then part of what happens in packet alert append would happen here. I think we want to have the queue as big as it has to be, and then we sort it, and then we just store whatever should stay. Okay, this is basically what is being said here, so this part should make sense. So I must understand where, I must understand how would we grow it. I mean, what would be the first size? Probably packet alert, packet max alert. So we can configure the size of the alert queue, and we could start with that, and if we get more alerts that matched, we grow it, and if we could double the size, I guess. Would probably be the easiest way. And then once all of that processing is finished, we sort it, then we just push forward the first packet alert max alerts. All right, but all of that is still like too high level, and I'm not able to put things in the code yet. And it's so hard to think out loud sometimes. I wonder how noisy it is, because we have the birds, the parrots, and we have the guys at the construction site. It's just a mess. Anyway, if we get a packet alerts queue here, it would be growable. So like we had for 4207. Can I have it, instead of have it here, I could just have the pointer, right? This would be messy because, oh my, I have no idea. I'm glad the noise isn't too bad. The birds, the parrots, keep chatting the whole day long. What else could I do? Detect run post rules. Well, detect run calls detect run transactions, and detect run post rules, and I think it also calls the frame one. Let's find out. Detect run. No. Where are you? Here, thank you. So we have post rule. No. Post rules is there. It's the last one to be called. run transaction is there, and detect run frames is there. So all three happen here. Okay. So either I'll do my thing from within those, like I'll call my new function from those, or I'll do it, let's see what we have here. Profiling, run the prefilters for packets, go. Packet profiling, detect start, inspect the rules against the packet, detect end, run transaction for state inspection or transaction state inspection. Don't call for ICMP error messages. If flow and application layer state and the flow, the application layer, the protocol of the flow is the same as the packet protocol, then we call either the TCP processing or the UDP processing. If we have a TCP session, we will get that context. If things that I do not understand, then we will call detect run frames with that information. This is basically new, and it's for the frames work, but based on other things that I don't understand. No, you can ask noob questions. Sometimes noob questions would help me visualize something that I'm not seeing. Sometimes it might look like a noob question for you, but it's actually something that is not noob at all, and we would get a deeper understanding of things. And even if it's a noob question, whoever else is watching this would get to learn something if they are new to Suricata. So feel free to. I might get some time to answer if I'm not looking at the chat, but you are free to ask. And I can also end up telling you that I don't know the answer. So this is just for frames, okay. And this is why do we have it so many times? Is this profiling related to having enable profile enabled? I think so. "12 years ago. Do we have any ifdef here? Ifdef profile locking. Yeah, ifdef profiling. Okay, it's related. Wait, go back. No, it's not go back. It's like this. Basic rule profiling, even though. Tell me. The results may be skewed by a bad rule in a grouping of rules. Okay. So this seems to be related to when we are running Suricata with profiling. Yes, it's been a long while, And that's why they are the main developers, I guess, because they've been doing this for a while. So I think this is for when we want to understand how roles are performing or are impacting Suricata's performance. That's when we have the profiling thing. And I don't think it's related to filtering. Like we see here, this is filtering, and that is profiling. And I should not confuse both. We just want to ensure that the alerts that are sent to packet alert append are the final ones, which would mean I should not get anxious about the things that packet alert finalize do, for instance, because if we manage to keep this non-invasive, as Victor calls it, then the rest would not be changed. Not for now. I am getting anxious. That's why I'm saying it out loud. Do we really want to have this commented out? Why though? I don't know. I'm curious about it. Maybe because it's not necessary there? Maybe I'll ask. What would the function look like? The function would do this. Yeah, sort of. It would take a dynamically growable alert queue. It could probably even grow it from within. Then we would have the rules there. All the functions that currently use would all the functions that currently use packet alert append now call this one would I don't even know the questions. That's when you know you are lost. I should also probably try to figure out how does one handle the chat from Restream. Let's see it. So that just puts me back to, I'm trying to check the Restream thing, because we are using chat. Yeah, I don't see anything. What happens if I, what's this? I'm doing a pause. Copy the URL into OBS Studio or your favorite broadcasting software. Alternatively, you can also open this in a browser. Oh. Oh my. That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry, I'll be right back. It's the same thing. All right. Okay. So let's do one thing here. Test. I have the channel enabled. Maybe it's not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think chat will work today. Sorry for the... Did I grant moderator privileges to wherever? How? Oh, that's probably Restream thing. Okay, I got it now. Sorry, again, tomorrow I may try seeing how the integrated work chat for Restream works. We will see. That was me slightly unfocusing because I'm getting I feel I'm not progressing, but it's just the first time checking this, so it should be fine. Don't panic. What are... Why am I feeling so lost? Is it time for therapy? Let's split this forever, left, right. I don't care. Oh, you could have left me where I was. So we are back here. For a filter transaction, so we'll use... This is the signature group had, okay. So this is connected to the signatures. We had this many rules added from pre-filter, okay. Then we do rule match candidate transaction array has. If it has space, then we call it. Okay. I don't truly understand this. Why is this split? Something to do with transactions? Yeah. Merge state rules from regular prefilter. Okay, so this happens before. If transaction detection engine state flags has new file set and signature below has file inspected flag, reset the file part of the state. Mosquito. What am I trying to do? It's probably not clear to whoever is trying to follow this, because I'm feeling lost and I don't truly know where would I do the pre-processing. Of course, it's somewhere after the packet append thing. I'm trying to get a better grasp of the function that calls packet alert. I said after packet alert, it's before packet alert, yeah. So I'm going over it to try and make more sense of it. We do a lot of pre-processing, and I want to sort of add all alerts to the local alert queue here somewhere. Here we are still inspecting to see if we got a match. This is the 4. Role match candidate transaction can. All right, flags and the signature, inspect flags, okay. Oh, candidate, okay. Rules array is sorted but not deduplicated, so we could have both npm and stored state could give us the same signature ID. As they are back to back, in that case, we can check for it here. We select the stored state one. So here we are still sort of filtering on things. Then we check what flags do we have to decide on what to do. What does this mean? I'm reading this as the Rust way. Is that correct? Maybe? Let's see. Pointer to the transaction. And then we have the transaction ID. No, wait. This is the first one, okay. Then we have an unsigned, then another unsigned. Then we have this. My stitch fell. That sounds, it's this stitch. It's so cute. Oh. I'm sorry. We could be running this on the same signature on a different loop. Call individual role inspection, okay. And here is where we get packet alert append. Here I would not have packet alert append, I would have local packet alert queue append, because it would not be the real thing yet. Could that work? Maybe. Then we do things. Could we I don't like this. So what happens? What happens is that, oh wait, it's my fault. What happens is that part of the processing for the alerts doesn't happen at packet alert append, it happens at packet alert finalize. And we need that in order to be able to know what really stays in the packet alert queue somehow. Does that make sense? We have other two functions that I must take into account, take into consideration, which are how do things here interact with their packet alert finalize. I had it. Sorry, you are not watching this. You are. It's my fault. So packet alert finalize is called by detect run post roles. Am I even making sense right now? Detect run will call detect run transaction, which calls packet alert append, and it will call, there was a bug on my back, and it will call detect run post rules, which will call packet alert finalize. That's when probably having GDB would be useful, because I could like run Suri with something and see the stack, the call stack, which is what I tried to do with the previous task. What could happen? All the functions here, these three that currently call packet alert append, would call the new function. Then we would have packet alert finalize work on that function. No. I think I'm making things more complicated than they have to be, but I think that is because to me, we sort the result of the packet alert queue is based both on what happens in packet alert append and what happens in packet alert finalize, or just packet alert handle. I probably need to literally sleep on this. Packet alert handle. Do we have it? We do. Ouch. Yeah, finalize we'll call it. Yeah, so what happens is that with thresholding, what we have in the alert queue could change. We have the packet alert threshold here. So all those happen afterwards. So after the alerts have been appended to the alert queue. And they all change how things work for real. Packet alert threshold returns true if the alert is suppressed, but we do need to apply rule actions to the packet. That means if we have a no alert rule, but we still have to keep the rule action. So if it doesn't match the threshold, then we should not have it. Which is what happens when where is packet alert finalize here? Packet alert finalize here. So if res is greater than 0, we do that. If not, we could remove something from the queue. And we don't want to do that. We want to have the packet alert queue to be more stable, right? Search tags for source and destination, update entries of the tag, remove if necessary. At this point, we should have all the new alerts. Now check the tag keyword context for sessions and hosts. So we are not really considering that the packet alert is fixed here. And this is messing with my head. All right, we've been doing this for an hour. I feel pretty much as lost as I was in the beginning, I guess. But we will keep walking and studying the code. As usual, thanks for helping me focus. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll be here in 15 minutes or so. Should I? It's 17. Yeah, I still have some work to do for today. I just have to... I'll decide if I'll come back online today or tomorrow. And, well, I may tweet about it if I come back online again. Have a cool afternoon / evening / dawn, wherever you are. And bye for now.